guys, I'm Riley.
And I'm Reagan.
And welcome to our world.
Welcome to our world.
So a little bit of background. My sister and I are starting a podcast basically to act as a diary to our healing and processing journey. We've honestly gone through a lot in our lives, and we're just hoping that our story can be an inspiration to some of you out there.
The overall goal of this channel is to really, or whatever platform you're listening on, watching, etc., is to really have viewers come in leaving better, wiser, or stronger than you did before. I think the things that me and my sister have gone through from the time that we were like children up until now and are continuing to go through and probably will continue to go through is honestly wild. It's some of the most insane shit I could like ever even think of, or you could probably ever even imagine. And so overall, like, you know, if you're going through a similar situation or a tough time and you don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel, like, we're here to basically share that like there is a way to go about life and, you know, think optimistically, think positively, you know, and even from some of the struggles that you've gone through, like different hardships or different times that you've been tested, like there are lessons, valuable life lessons to be learned from that and how you can move forward to better your life because of those circumstances. Basically, to start off, we wanted to like, we want you guys to basically like kind of like get to know us. Like I feel like everybody who's like starts a YouTube channel, like that's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, you get to know us like whatever.
Standard. It's
yeah,
the
very
effect,
standard. You know, we're doing, you know, very basic things. Before we get into the tea of our life, because I honestly feel like, in something of it too, even if like you don't like take any like lesson away from like listening to our story, I can guarantee you it will be entertaining. So you're gonna want to stick around. We are going to be asking each other questions. So I've come up with some serious questions and some funny questions for her. She's also done the same for me. I have no idea what her questions are. She has no idea like what my questions are. And so we're just gonna
vibe.
Yeah, we're just gonna vibe. We're just gonna like come hang out with us.
My first question is, if you could swap personalities with me for a day, or just if you could be me for a day, what would be the first thing that you do? And like, how would you live out your day?
If I could be you for a day.
Yeah.
What would I do?
Yeah.
Honestly, I just feel like you have a very like laissez-faire attitude. Okay. Like you kind of just like go with the flow. Like my sister kind of just has this attitude of like, I'm going to show up when it's time for me to show up. Like when it's time for us to record, I'm going to record. Like she has this attitude that everything in life is just going to like fall like, into her hands and like just work out. Everything's just in life is just going to work out how it needs to. But there's like process steps that have. So I wish I could trade places with her and she did all this background shit of like putting all this stuff together and whatnot. And then I could have just like been like her, you know, watching Gossip Girl. You know, getting work done for school, of course. I'd just live more carefree. Okay. All right. Tell me about the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you.
I don't know. If I'm being honest, I've had this question posed to me before, and I just don't really get embarrassed. Like, no, seriously. Like, I just think that there are certain things in life that happen to you, and you can either, like, be like, oh my God, like, whatever. But I'm just, like, the type of person, I just, like, move on from things.
Okay. All right. What is the funniest thing you've ever seen a stranger do in public?
So, back in high school, I had gone on a mission trip. And during this mission trip, if you were on it, you know exactly what I was talking about. But it was my sophomore year. It was an all-girls trip to Jamaica, okay? And during this time, we had gone to basically do, obviously, like, community service and stuff like that. So we're just, like, in the streets. And basically, some guy just, like, literally just starts walking around and just like whips out his like ding-a-ling. I was like, I've never seen such behavior in my life. It honestly was a very interesting experience to encounter. So that was probably like that would have to be the strangest thing I've ever seen a stranger do. Or yeah. What was the question? A weirdest?
Yeah, the funniest
thing.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't that funny. It was more like whatever. I mean, I laughed at everything.
I would have laughed.
So yeah, that was.
I hope he's okay.
Me as well.
Hope he's okay.
So my next question is, Who do you feel best represents me in like somebody that plays in a movie or a book, and then same for you?
Okay, well, easily,
Oh God.
easily. And I feel like this is like on brand because you've been watching it now. But I would have to relate it to Gossip Girl, 100%. And not
Reagan,
the new
no
one that
one
came.
knows. Like nobody talks about the new Gossip Girl. Like you always have
Okay,
to
I
throw
just have
that
to
in
emphasize
there.
that. I have to
But there's
emphasize
nothing
that.
to emphasize.
No,
Okay.
there's something to emphasize. There's 2 of them. You need to make sure that you are explicitly stating which one it is. It's not the new Gossip Girl. That one.
I think
Okay.
we all got
Yeah.
that. I think we
The
all got
old
that.
one. Okay, that came out in like 2007. The original. Anyways, I'm definitely Blair Waldorf, and you just happen to be Serena Vanderwoodson.
No, I didn't say. We don't have to be in the same.
No, but
whatever.
I definitely feel like that's our dynamic. Like we're like best friends, but I'm Blair Waldorf and you're Serena.
Okay.
You don't agree? You don't think so?
I
You're
mean,
more
I don't
like
know.
sunshine and rainbows. You know, Blair describes Serena as Sunshine Barbie. So,
Oh wow.
and I just feel like I'm a little bit more sarcastic. I'm a little bit more like, you know, I'm
A
just,
bitch. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that too.
All right. Okay. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about me?
My favorite thing about you is I feel like Reghan really is a go-getter. Anything she puts her mind to, she puts her full heart and soul into it. Yeah, and she just really goes and gets after it. Me, on the other hand, like Reghan said, I'm a little bit, what was the word to use? Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
Yeah. And then my least favorite thing about Reghan
In general.
is when she harasses me.
Mm.
That is probably my least favorite thing about Reghan is
I
when she
don't
harasses
like that's
me.
the thing. I don't harass you. Like
Whole thing.
I don't
hate
harass
when
her,
Reghan
by the way. I
harasses
really
me,
don't. I don't
when she
harass
harasses
her.
me.
She thinks that she's that important that I take time out of my day to come and bother her. But I keep trying to reiterate to her, you're not that important.
Okay.
Like, love you to death, but like, I don't do shit just to get a rise out of you.
It's my turn to ask a question now. Thank you. So I'm done with my lighthearted questions. I don't have any more. Oh, actually, I have a similar question. What are your thoughts on living with me, and what pet peeves or habits have you noticed that I do or have?
I really like living with you.
Oh, that is so nice.
Stop. I really
I've
like.
never heard her say that before, folks.
Yeah, I have said that well, okay, maybe not explicitly, but
I like bumped into the mic, but I've never heard her say that before, folks.
I do like living with her. I think it's been nice, you know. We've become a lot closer, even though we were already close before. Like literally times last year or whenever she like lived over
Here we
at
go.
her old place, I'd literally like harass her like every single day, being like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly,
Come over.
harass.
Like that's the thing. I don't harass you. Like
Whole thing.
I don't
hate when
harass her,
Reghan
by the way. I
harasses
really
me,
don't. I don't
when she
harass
harasses
her.
me.
She thinks that she's that important that I take time out of my day to come and bother her. But I keep trying to reiterate to her, you're not that important.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's just the word that I used. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't like okay. It's not intentional harassing. That's just the word that I use. Like stop. You're doing too much.
Okay.
So anyway, I
Right.
would hit her up, trying to come over and hang out. And, you know, she's like my best friend. So I like hanging out with her. You know, she gets me. I can be my authentic self and be a bitch sometimes. And she could take it and doesn't take it personally. And I think that that's just like a beautiful thing. Pet peeve of mine is that I feel like, one, my sister doesn't really ever want to be bothered with me like that. Like, she just kind of like, I try to come and spend time with her and she'd be like, Reghan, like, I don't have time for this. Get out of my room, like, whatever. But then she'll randomly come in my room and like literally like starfish on the bed. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just supposed to take it. Like, it's like, I think that's the biggest thing too. My sister does things to me that she has a problem with that I do for her. But the thing about it is I don't complain about it because I'm just out here living life and enjoying life. Mm-hmm. But you, on the other hand, she just like, it's just like, you know, you just like stick the knife in and you don't even try, like, you just complain too much. You're just a whiner.
You know, I have gotten that a lot, that I am a complainer. I don't personally think that I am.
She's a whiner.
But
And
I
kind
don't
of
think I'm a
hypocritical.
whiner.
I think you're kind of hypocritical.
Okay.
But yeah, she just doesn't really want me around her like that. But then she'll be like, oh, Reagan, like, I haven't spent time with you all day, even when I just saw her like 20 minutes ago. Like, come spend time with me. Come into my quarters. She calls her room her quarters. Come into my quarters. Like, she'll always want me to come into her room to spend time with her, but she'll never even bust my door open to come spend time with me in my room.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
I just like my room, my vibe, my feng shui. You know what I mean? I like to be in my element. I don't really like to go. It's just, yeah. I actually don't really have anything to say back to that. I just like being in my quarters.
Yeah. Who was your first crush? And what did you like about him?
Oh my God, I can't. Y'all have to bleep out his name.
No,
yeah,
say his name.
No, Regan.
It's like that was like literally like ages ago.
No,
like, who cares?
no, bro.
Who cares? I'll say who my first crush was.
No, I don't care.
I don't care. Like, you know how long ago that was?
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean?
Like some people have crushes on like animated characters.
No,
like SpongeBob
okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna
like
okay, whatever. I'll have the first name in there, but not the last name. But my first crush, his name was Gregory.
Okay. I knew this. I
don't really know what I liked about him, to be honest with you. Like, I just thought he was like cute. Like, you know, I was like so young. We would like play on the playground. Like, I just always thought that he was a good catch. Like,
he was just like that guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was very serious about his studies.
Okay.
Gave me very much.
We
like,
love an
doctor
academic
vibes.
man.
Yeah. So it was probably his intelligence that drew me to him.
Oh, his intelligence.
Yeah.
Ooh, wee. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But what do you want people to take away from the podcast?
I just feel like personally, like me and my family, really all of us have just gone through so many hardships. Coconut. We've just gone through so much, like had some of the best things happen to us, some of the greatest blessings, but have also experienced some of the hardest and worst tragedies that anybody could ever even imagine, especially at such a young age. And so I'm kind of using this channel as like more of it's going to be like more of a way for me to vent and open up. It's not only my sister, but to have those conversations mentally with myself and to get that out there as a way to it's like more therapeutic and more cathartic. And just ultimately, like, me and my sister, we talk all the time, like, with each other about anything that we're going through. We're very open, and, you know, I'm glad that we have that relationship. But I think the conversations that we have are so deep and so meaningful to where, like, I'm like, okay, well, we need to, like, put it out here, because I feel like there's people who might be going through something similar, or who are going through a tough time in general, and, like, are like, damn, like, you know, how do I overcome this? Or, you know, I'm going through this situation, I don't necessarily know how to, you know, think positively, or, like, figure out how to navigate life through this, you know, certain situation. I also think that, like, our story of, like, what we have to tell from, like, the time that we were, like, children up until now is, like, really different from, you know, a Black perspective. And that honestly gets me into my next question for you. How does it make you feel when people say we sound white or are whitewashed and not Black?
Honestly, being younger, I feel like it definitely made me feel some type of way. Being called an Oreo. You know, I am a Black woman in society, and nobody can take that away from me. And just because I may, quote unquote, sound white, or however you want to phrase it, you know, I don't know. I feel like it's honestly ignorant
honestly,
to say.
I 100%. I definitely think it's coming from a place of ignorance. One of the downfalls.
Yeah, and a lot of people have no idea where we're from.
Yeah,
like,
no
honestly,
idea where we're from. Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments.
But
if you know us, exactly. If you know us, don't say a word. Keep your mouth shut. Or else I'm deleting that comment.
Drop it in the comments.
Yes, I'm blocking you from the channel if I know you.
Me and my sister have literally done like questionnaires and like gone up to random people and been like, where are you from?
Just say where you think we're from. Anywhere.
How do you think our upbringing as Black women with financial privileges growing up has influenced the outlook on your life as an adult?
I mean, I definitely feel like, one, I am a Black woman, so I am a minority of minority. But I also recognize that I come from a place of privilege because I have not had to want for anything in my entire life. Anything that I've ever wanted, I've gotten, whether that be via my family or via myself. So, you know, and I've definitely, you know, experienced,
Wanted
you know,
or
levels.
needed.
Yeah, wanted or needed. Experience. Like, I recognize that, you know, one, I'm coming from a place of privilege. Like, I genuinely am. I think that growing up with money, it definitely has shaped my mindset to, honestly, like, there's a lot of things that, like, you know, normal people, like, who kind of come into money or when they get older, like, well, I never got to have this when I was a kid, so when I grow up, I'm going to buy this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. I'm much more attracted to the idea of saving money, because literally when I was, like, growing up, I got everything that I wanted. Like, there's literally nothing that I could say now, like, oh, yeah, I want that. Like, you know, I drive the kind of car that I want. Like, I have the kind of clothes that I want. Like, I don't need anything extra outside of that. So where some people might be out here going, you know, and buying new clothes every single weekend, or going and buying a new bag, or whatever the case might be, going on these, like, extremely, extremely lavish vacations, like, I don't feel the need to do that. I'd much rather see that money in my bank account and just keep stacking up and up and up. Because that shit's, like, sexy to me. Like, I like seeing money just, like, grow. And so, like, it's like, for me, there's a comfort in knowing that it's, like, there. Because I feel like sometimes, like, when people who come into money, like, they didn't grow up with money and they come into it, they just, like, blow through it. But you just never know what can happen in life. Life can throw, like, the hardest curveballs at you. And it's like, once you go through that money, like, it's gone. But, like, if you save it when hard times hit, because they definitely can, you know that you're set and you don't have to worry about anything. So I think that's always in the back of my mind, is, like, making sure that I'm always, like, okay. Silly question now. Okay. Where did this fear of birds come from?
Okay, so quick thing. Those of you who don't know, I am terrified of birds. Always have been since I was a kid. I'm still 21. And if a bird comes genuinely within, like, a 5-foot vicinity of me, or honestly a 5-mile radius to me, like, my ass is absolutely all the way gone. I don't know where I got this fear from. I think that everyone just growing up has something that they fear, and mine just so happens to be birds. Like, people ask me that all the time, but I don't know. Like, honestly, like, birds, like, they kind of are, like, evil to me. Like, they hang, like, if you see them or whatever, if you're, like, driving, what's the thing with, like, the post lights, and, like, they're on the string and they're just, like, all sitting there, like, it's just really, like, weird vibes, you know what I mean? So they don't give me good vibes. Like, they're vicious, like pigeons if you go to the beach, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just swarming all over you. Like, it's just too much for me. Like, I literally cannot handle it. And, like, the fact that they feel so comfortable getting so close to you, like, if you see a gecko, right? If you see a gecko, it runs the opposite way of you. Like, birds do not care. Like, you're sitting outside, like, they're on the table next to you, like, trying to eat up the rest of the food that, like, you know, somebody left behind. Like, they have no decorum is basically what I'm trying to say. So then therefore,
they have no respect.
They don't. They have no respect. They have no decorum. So therefore, I cannot engage. You will not catch me. I don't care if it's a duck, anything that flies, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully my children don't have this fear. Hopefully my husband one day will know how to, like, you know, manage me out. Because one thing about us is that even since we were younger, like, even when we used to go on family vacations, like, if we're sitting outside and a bird starts chirping around, we're going inside, period.
Okay, so how did it feel when the bird shit on you on your birthday?
By a pigeon. Shit on. It was very humbling. It was very embarrassing. It's not something that I choose to want to relive.
I think it was a
or
seagull.
Talk about again. Whatever it was. But all I had heard, that basically everyone was telling me that when that happens, it's basically like good luck. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they were just telling me that just to make me feel better, but that's what everyone was saying. And I haven't really seen the luck come yet, but you know, maybe in the
Damn.
Maybe in the near future it'll be there.
What were your initial thoughts when it happened?
Honestly, I was so shocked. I couldn't even believe that had actually, like, happened to me. And especially, like, I mean, we go to the beach all the time, or not all the time, but, like, growing up, like, we've always gone to the beach. I've never been pooped on by a bird. Like, I've never been pooped on by a bird. I've never been, like, stung by, like, a jellyfish. Like, nothing of, like, the natural elements of God has ever touched me or done anything to me. So, like, it would come as a shock on, like, my 21st birthday. That would be something that happened to me. So, yeah, I guess I could say that was my most embarrassing story. Honestly, I forgot that it even happened, if I'm being honest with you. But thank you for bringing that to light, and I was able to talk about it. So yeah. Anyways,
okay. Well, no. Okay. I'm not finished yet.
Oh, I think you've asked like
no. Okay. Just pause for a second. So, what Rylee doesn't know is that this is like a nice special moment that I just really wanted to do something for you. And so,
oh my God, you're making it actually really uncomfortable right now.
There's a gift under the tree. So,
okay.
There's a gift under the tree.
Is that what the tree's for? I was wondering why she had a gift under the tree. Do you want me to open it?
Yeah, open it. Put the microphone like near you though.
It's a bird pillow.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
It's a seagull with a little Santa hat on and an ornament in its mouth. I just thought that it was really fitting for the festive holiday season. And hopefully this will bring back some good memories. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like you said, getting shit on by the bird. No. I think that we should leave it out here. Yeah, give it.
Okay.
Hopefully this will definitely allow you to understand that, you know, good things are in store. You know, you got shit on by the bird. That was typically, you know, a form of good luck. And maybe this pillow will just kind of keep that luck rolling on. Okay. It's a constant reminder of the luck that you're going to experience.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. This is the pillow that I got her.
What do you think Mom and Dad would want us to remember most about them individually?
I think that Mom would want us to know really just how hard she worked to raise us and how much she sacrificed, or, you know, would tell us how much she sacrificed to do all that she could for us to become the best people that we can. So I think that's what she would want to know, is for us to always remember what she did for us and how she was there for us in any moment of need, at any time, hour, day, second, minute, any time during the day. And always to like keep the values that she instilled in us, and never lose sight of those, because, and I think honestly something too, like, it's kind of crazy because right around this past 2023 has been a very like eye-opening experience for me, like not even just like with Mom passing away or like Dad, like, you know, being mentally incapacitated. Like, I already, before any of these like things started to just kind of go downhill this year, had like realizations about like my life and like things that I wanted, things that I didn't want, like how I was changing, how I was evolving as an individual. So in some bittersweet way, if there was a time for Mom to leave, I kind of feel like I rest easy with it being now rather than like a couple years ago, because I feel like there would have been so much that like I really needed her guidance for. And not to say that I don't need her guidance going forward, but I feel like right now in my life, I'm kind of at a stable place where at this season, at this chapter of my life, I feel like she taught me everything that I needed to know to be successful in this chapter of my life.
Yeah.
For right now.
I mean, I think that's an interesting take. I honestly think that Mom passing was probably the worst time. I mean, there's no right time, but I think for me specifically in my life, it was like the literal worst time. Like, just being young, like, I graduate in May. Fingers crossed. No, I will. I graduate in May. I think that I've literally, and obviously, like I said, we'll get into this at a later time, but I've just gone through so much changes in my life, being in college and, you know, growing and evolving, and the person that I was literally like 3 years ago, I honestly don't even know who that person is anymore, just because of how much I've been through. But I think that being so young and still not having like any idea where my life is headed or like what I want to do, I think that I don't feel like I got all the guidance that I needed out of Mom. Yeah, like I felt like it was just very abrupt and cut short. And like I said, we'll get into that too, of our mom passing and that story. But even like during my mom's ceremony and stuff like that, you know, my sister was talking about just how like thorough a mom she was, and how she felt like, you know, at 25 she has everything that she needs to like be successful. And I definitely think that I know that I'm going to be successful, but I don't think that the time that my sister was able to have with my mom was just inevitably longer than the time that I got to have with my mom. So therefore I felt like I was kind of like sniped in a way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, great input, Riley. Thank you.
Okay, that was a very serious moment.
I know it is.
For great
I
input, Riley.
I hope. Well, we'll get into that later. But I was going to say something nice.
Okay.
You know, I hope that I can transfer the years of 21 to 25 that mom instilled lessons in me into you. So I will forward that information on to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, but with Dad, really just how to like manage money. You know, not spend it all. You know, just live frugally. And act frugal. Live and act frugal when you don't need to, but you make an active choice to, because you understand the importance of saving money. I think that that's it. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. What has been your favorite part about college? How do you feel knowing mom and dad won't be here to see you graduate and start your adult life?
Part of the question first. I think my favorite part about college, honestly, has been the experiences and the life lessons that I've learned. Me and my sister have very different college experiences, like very different.
Very different.
But I think through it all, it's been very transformative. And so I feel like I would not be who I am today if it weren't for a lot of the things that I went through. So I think that's honestly my favorite part, is like I'm proud of me and like how far I've come, and like, you know, still dealing with like, you know, certain things that I've gone through. But, you know, I feel like for most of my life I was always like the same. Like I never really changed. Like I didn't really like get outside of my comfort zone. I didn't really get outside of like my environment. And even like when I had moved away and stuff like that. But I feel like college has really shaped and transformed me into who I am now. Whether that's like, you know, personal relationships, even just like school in general, like whatever. So I honestly think that that's probably been my favorite part. Yeah. On to the second part. It's kind of hard to answer. I don't think that you ever like feel a certain way about, you know, I never thought that my parents wouldn't be able to see me graduate ever in my life. Like nobody ever thinks that that's ever going to happen to them, especially with my mom. So a little bit of background. My dad has been terminally ill for a few years now. My mom literally got sick, and like 2 weeks later she passed away. So hers was very unexpected, where my dad, I've kind of had like time to process the like inevitable of him no longer being here. So I feel like it's different for mom and dad. I feel like for dad, I kind of expected at one point in my life he was not going to be able to, you know, see me accomplish things. So I've been able to cherish the moments that he was able to be there. For mom, it's like totally different, just because I never expected her to not be there for actually like a single thing in my life. Like my mom has literally never skipped a beat when it's come to my sister and I. She's been there for every single thing that you could ever imagine. I actually don't think that there's one. I think that actually there was one time that she wasn't at a recital, and
Were you pissed?
No, I wasn't. It was actually the time that I peed on stage in first grade. But yeah, there was one time that's probably why. I probably was like nervous because mom wasn't there.
Oh. Little pissy pants.
But yeah, I think that I'm still working through the feeling of not having them here because it's so fresh and new. Like our mom just passed away 3 months ago. So I don't think that I think that right now I'm just so focused on graduating and making them proud that I haven't even like gotten up to the point of like them not being here. But I feel like it's going to be a combination of like, I made it. I know that they're proud, but also I'm probably going to be like overwhelmed with like emotions, looking around and seeing all of like my family and friends, but like not seeing the two people who I really want to be there. So I think it's going.
I'm gonna be there.
Well, yeah. Regan will be there.
The two people that I want to be there, well, as if I'm not gonna be there. Like,
okay, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I know what you mean. But next time you could give me a little credit as well.
Okay. I said family and friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was my turn.
This is an add-on to the question that I already asked.
I didn't know we were doing add-ons.
How does it feel to know that you're stuck with me for life now?
Well, I always knew that. We are biological siblings, same mother and same father. So
yeah. I used to joke around with her and tell her that she was adopted. When
I never believed her. So I saw like, I don't know. Let us know. Did your older sibling tell you that you were adopted too? Like, I feel like I've heard.
I definitely feel like people have said that for sure.
Yeah, but it's like for what? I don't even get that. But I mean, maybe it's an
for
older
shits
sibling
and
thing.
giggles.
I don't think that if I was like an older sibling, I would go tell my younger sibling that they were adopted. But
I mean, it was more so like mom and dad aren't here, so now it's just us in this world.
I think
it's just us.
I think that I'm excited for where we're going, where we're headed, what we're gonna do, what we're gonna accomplish. I think that we have a good dynamic as people that people will be able to see. And obviously, we'll get more comfortable. This is actually our first time on camera, so I am a little bit nervous. But yeah, I think we have a great story to tell. And yeah, I'm excited to embark along this ride in this journey. Shut up. Embark on this ride in this journey with you. And, make some shit shake in this life.
Okay. Shake it up. Shake it up. Okay, this is the last question that I have. Due to these recent tragedies in our lives, what legacy do you want to leave and what impact do you want to make? God, these are like such like deep questions. Like,
why you said
I know, but this like requires like me to like really sit and think and like, damn, what legacy do I want to leave behind? Like, I mean, honestly,
yeah,
I just want to like make mom and dad proud, but like more so than like, little Timmy won a trophy at the softball tournament. Like, I want to like just go out here in life and like kill it. Like, I just feel like my parents invested so much into Rylee and I to where like there's no excuse for me to like not do big things out here. Like, I plan on like this channel, while it's like fun for me and my sister to do this and like talk and open up, like we are really looking to like help people and like really, really touch the lives of other people who are really going through something. Like, I want you to come to this channel and like laugh. Like, I want you to like cry. Like, I want you to be like, damn, I can't believe that happened. Or, how are these girls, getting through this? Like, okay, well, I'm going through this. If they can go through this, then I can sure as hell get through what I'm going through. Or, just kind of, I want to open up a dialogue to be able to just really be raw and real. My mom always talked about starting a podcast of her own too, because she always wanted to help people. Like, even like growing up and stuff like that, like I would have like friends of mine that would call her mom just because she was that involved like in their life, and they felt comfortable to go to her and vent about things. And she would be a listening ear. That's one of the places that she wanted to open up, was called the listening ear, just for the younger generation to come in and be able to open up about the things they're going through. So really for me, this podcast is like me kind of honoring my mom and really taking what her vision was, but trying to not only replicate it, but do it better than she might have even imagined. And, hoping that she's looking down on me being like, damn, like these girls really did that. Like, I just want to like make sure that everything that they did to invest into us, I'm not only like replicating that, but I'm like tripling that, quadrupling that, like on a scale that like when they look back, like down from heaven, like they're like, wow, like I never even imagined that these girls would get to this point in life. Like, that is what I want my legacy to be. Mainly not even so much for myself, but just to honor my parents and the work that they did for me to become who I am and my sister. How do you feel about telling the world pretty much our entire life story? How does that make you feel? Are you nervous about it?
Yeah. I mean, I am nervous. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm happy that we have invested time to be able to do this and create a safe space for us to be able to share and tell our stories. I mean, growing up, Mom always told us that communication was key, and we've literally integrated that into every single aspect of our life. So, like I said, I think that, yes, I am nervous, but I think that the process of being able to openly talk and engage in dialogue is going to do more healing, and it just, you know what I mean, outweighs the nervousness that I may be feeling. I mean, there's always going to be people that maybe judge you for your situation, or, you know what I mean, have an opinion about it, but at the end of the day, like, it's our actual life. Like, this is not a joke.
Not a game.
Yeah, it's not a game. It's not a joke. We're not just coming up here talking about, you know, bullshit stuff. Like, we're literally laying down the things that we have been through, gone through, are continuously going through, and how that has transformed us, impacted us, and allowed us to be able to come into this space and be impactful to other people. So, you know, like I said, yes, I'm semi-nervous, but all the other emotions that I feel about doing this definitely outweigh that. Like, I just want, you know, if I were younger or whatever, and I had somebody who actually was able to, like, come and talk about real issues, because I think that even, like, in our generation, like, I feel like in the older generations, nobody wanted to talk about, you know, like, certain issues, whether that's, like, mental health challenges or just, like, you know, everything in their life was just, like, a secret, like, whatever. But it's like, if your story can help somebody else, then why not tell it? You know what I mean? Even if it only helps one person, you know, like, we'll be able to create a community of people who feel comfortable saying, hey, I've gone through a similar circumstance. And even, you know, older people who have, you know, we're only 21 and 25, you know, like, we're still fairly young. So we might be able to, you know, reach an audience of people who are older than us and, you know, give us tips and tricks and different stuff like that. Like, this is just us being able to put our story out there, but then also be able to connect with other people out there as well.
Yeah.
So
I think, one, it takes true, you talk about how nervous you are, like, it takes true courage and strength to be able to come
100%.
here and, like, essentially, whether that be one person that views this video or a million people view this video, to just put our lives out here and to be that vulnerable. I think that takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of balls that, you know, not everyone has. So, you know, I commend you, you know, for sitting down and doing this with me, because you easily could have said no. So, you know, I'm glad that you and I are in this kind of boat together.
I always did want to be an influencer.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she was like, oh, so you want to be an influencer? And I was like, I don't necessarily want to be an influencer so much as I want to be, like, a inspirational.
Okay.
You know, I want to, like, inspire.
Yeah.
I want to be an inspirer.
It's called a motivated speaker.
No, I wouldn't call this motivational speaking. It's not like I'm sitting over, like, this is not a speech. This is not a speech. I mean, yeah, like, an inspirational speaker. I want to, like, inspire. Just, like, you know what I mean? Like, get after it. Like, life is good. We hope that you guys have had a very warm welcome to our world, and you guys will stick around for more to come.
A lot more juicy things.
Yeah, a lot more juicy. Like, people always talk about, like, tea. Like, it's just, what's more than tea? Like, this is, like, real, like, juicy juice.
What's more
like,
than tea?
Juicy juice. Like, you know, like, that brand Juicy Juice? Like, that's exactly what it is. Like, you know, the little carton, like, the little juice box, Juicy Juice.
Never heard of that.
You've had a Juicy Juice.
No, I don't.
Anyways, this is some juicy juice. So, yeah. You guys should definitely stick around. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little button to subscribe. You know, if you like us. If you don't like us, you should still subscribe too. I just think that it's the right thing to do, you know. Let's forgive and forget.
They're probably going to be like, these girls are so annoying. Well, actually, I don't think they're going to say that about me. I definitely think they're going to say that about you.
Anyways, yeah, leave us a comment. I'd love to respond back to people. I'm actually going to be really personal with this. Like, if you leave me, like, a genuine comment, I would genuinely respond and would love to, like, even, like...
The outro is supposed to be a quick wrap-up. You're going way too long in depth.
Leave us a comment. I'll respond. Maybe we might even have, like, a Zoom call together and be able to talk about it face to face. That's why I read it. Anyways,
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.